Hey everybody, so I just made a video on 4 tips to save money when you have a baby. But now I want to make a video on tips for breastfeeding. I did a tips for breastfeeding video, which I will link down below. It's not really tips, it's how to deal with breastfeeding. That's what I'll call this, how to deal with breastfeeding. So when I got pregnant, my mindset was I am breastfeeding my daughter. My first one, who is now almost 4, I could not breastfeed her. I had no colostrum at all. I didn't get milk at all. So I was upset because I really wanted to breastfeed her. With this baby, right after she was born, I put her on right away. And I actually did have colostrum before she was even born, so I knew I could breastfeed her. So in my mind, I thought it was going to be so easy. Like at first, the positions and stuff, and I'll show you guys the positions I do and everything. I thought it was going to be so easy and just like my natural mother instincts are just going to take over and everything's going to go great. But it actually wasn't easy at all. I don't know if it's because it was my first baby breastfeeding or what, but it was hard. And I just want you guys to know, if you're in the same position as I was and you feel like you want to just give up and you feel like you can't do it, just hang in there. It's gonna get better, I promise you. Because personally, I didn't even have the cracked nipples. I didn't have the lumps where I had to like massage my lumps out. I did get a lot of let. Sometimes I felt like I had nothing for my baby. I was trying to pump, even to this day, and my baby is almost 6 months. I still hardly get anything when I pump, and it's so frustrating. But now that I know how to use my breastfeeding cover, I'm fine with it. I don't even need to pump anymore. So I want to let you guys know, I want to just tell you my story. So when I brought my daughter home, it was actually, at first I thought it was harder having to wake up at night and breastfeeding her because my husband couldn't wake up with me, and he took baby bonding, and he wasn't able to wake up with me and help me feed her like he did our first daughter because she was bottle fed, so he was able to do that with her. But with breastfeeding, you're on your own, so it's just like you are sleep deprived all the time. You're the baby's main source of nutrition, and it's very stressful and sometimes very difficult because, 24/7 for that baby. The baby's feeding off and on. My daughter, for breastfeeding, was every other hour. For formula, my first daughter was every 2 to 3 hours. So it's a lot more when you're nursing. If it wasn't for you, leave it down below, because for me it was a nightmare because I was just like feeding her nonstop. But then I was stressed out because I was feeding her so much. Like every other hour I was feeding her. So, I went through this time where I was so upset and crying, and sometimes I wouldn't even eat. If you don't eat and you are stressed out, that is going to give you a lack of milk. I know because this happened to me. When I was stressed out and when I was getting sleep deprived and all that stuff and not eating, I wasn't producing like anything. As soon as I would calm down, just breathe, try not to stress out. I know it's hard, you guys. I know because I went through it. Try to calm yourself down and breathe and tell yourself it's gonna get better. It's not gonna be like this for good. Just remember that. It's not gonna be like this for long. And you will feel so much better and so less stressed out, and your milk seriously will just start flowing. But you gotta eat too. And also, which I said in my breastfeeding tips video, which I will post down below. I think I already said that, I'm sorry. I have 2 kids, my brain's gone. Tips on helping you produce milk. I take fenugreek, and I take mother's milk tea if I'm not producing a lot of milk, and holy moly guacamole, that stuff works. That mother's milk tea, a lot of people say it tastes gross. I don't think so. I think it tastes like black licorice, which if you don't like black licorice, I guess you're not gonna like it, but you can add honey, you can add a little bit of sugar, you can add a little bit of milk. I don't add anything, I'm fine with the taste, but if you aren't, flavor it up. If you don't like it, chug it, you know, like just pretend like it's a shot and you gotta chug that crap, you know what I mean? But anyways, so I'm trying to make this video a little fun for you moms out there, because if you're watching this, you are probably stressed out like how I was, and you need a little cheering up. So after about, I would say 8 whole weeks for me, all of a sudden, like, she got the hang of breastfeeding completely. I got the hang. It's not just your baby that needs to get the hang of breastfeeding, by the way. A lot of people are like, oh, my baby's not used to breastfeeding, but it's also you have to get the hang of breastfeeding. You guys have to get the hang of it together. And once you click together with breastfeeding, you're going to be so much better and so much happier, and everything's just going to go smoothly. And it has taken a long time. Like, even once in a while, it's like, yay, up, yay. You know, it's a roller coaster, breastfeeding. But, I did it. And I'm so glad I did. There are so many times, you guys, I wanted to just give her formula. And I know, so bad. But I was so stressed out. I was just thinking to myself, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I have to give her formula. I need to do something for myself. You know, like when your baby just needs you 24/7 and your husband's there, but you're breastfeeding your baby and he can't really do anything besides changing diapers. And you're just like, I have so much stuff to do around the house. Like that was my mindset. I was like, the house is a disaster. If you have family, friends, don't just ask them for help. I'm very, very stubborn, and I never ask people for help, especially when it comes to cleaning or cooking or anything like that. I asked my husband to help me, and he did, and he helped a lot. And I also thank my husband for that, for helping me out, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get through breastfeeding also, but he helped a lot with the cleaning and cooking and everything, and it just relieved a lot of my stress. So I hope this video wasn't like all over the place, but I wanted to let you guys know from my experience, you are going to have some bumps. And if you don't, oh my gosh, I am so excited for you, because that is great. If you don't have any bumps and you just are like cruising by, that is so good. That's what I want it to be. But a lot of us women have little bumps in the road. It's like a roller coaster. And I feel you. I understand. If you guys have any questions, you can email me. There's probably a lot of stuff I left out from my experience, but I will give you any advice that I can if any of you want to email me or comment down below. Or if you guys want to give me advice, I would love that. My baby's only 5 months. My first one's almost 4, but I didn't breastfeed her. So if you guys have any tips or anything. Now, I didn't have, like, the cracked nipples or anything, but the only thing I had was lack of breast milk. So I don't have any advice when it comes to that stuff, except for I just did a coconut oil video also. I do know that coconut oil is good for cracked nipples. And this bad boy is at Costco for only 20 bucks, you guys. So whether you're breastfeeding or not, you should just pick this up, because I also am going to be posting a video on hacks for coconut oil. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you guys out. I know it's hard, but just hang in there, and you could do it. Like, seriously, you can. However, if, you know, there's something, for some reason your doctor says you can't breastfeed, or medication. That's another thing, medication you're taking. I have migraines, and that's another reason why I wanted to stop, because I couldn't find any migraine medication that can go with breastfeeding besides Narco, and I wasn't going to take that, which a lot of doctors say it's perfectly safe, but I actually took it after my baby was born, and she was throwing up a lot. So I stopped right there. I stopped taking it. But a lot of medications are not safe for your baby while you're breastfeeding. So, that's understandable. If you have to take a medication and it's not safe for your baby, obviously you can't do it. You're going to have to just formula feed. But if you don't have any complications like that, and you know, you're just having a hard time like I was, then just hang in there. Hang in there for a good 8 weeks, and then if you change your mind, at least your baby got the benefits of the colostrum and everything like that the first 2 months of life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't all over the place. I'm going to find out when I'm editing. That's always great. But if you guys haven't already, subscribe. I do post mostly beauty related, but I am going to be starting to post mother related videos like tips and everything like that. Also budgeting videos, I'm going to post stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys want to see more videos from me, then hit subscribe and hit the like button if any of this advice helped. Have a great day, you guys.